Hi, this is Pat with PMA Tool, and today we're going to go ahead and introduce our front rest, take you through some of the features and some of the high points. The rest I have right here in front of me is one of our last pre-production prototype beta testers. Say that 5 times fast. Some of the features that you'll see that we'll go through here will look a little different when we hit production, but not by much, and we'll go through those details when we get to them. Let's start off by saying that our front rest weighs in at 27 pounds, and in our testing that was really perfect. Too light and you get a little aggressive on that return to battery, wants to kick up the back. Too heavy, and of course, you know, we're giving ourselves a hernia every time we're moving benches. So we don't want that. 27 pounds seems to be like it's a nice compromise, manageable weight that offers super stability. Speaking of stability, our rest comes with our stable feet pre-installed, ready to go. So many clubs around the country, around the US, and I'm assuming overseas as well. So many of them dictate that you must use super feet to protect their bench tops, and more clubs are going to be going that way as they replace them. You know, they don't want us ruining their bench tops. So the PMA rest comes standard with those already installed. If our customers want us to make pointed feet, we will make pointed feet. That's just not on the docket yet. The bottom surface of our base plate is pocketed, and that allows the super feet to go a little bit deeper to get us really as close to the bench top as we can really get, as we would want to get, to give us that maximum stability and lower that center of gravity. This is where the magic happens. I like to call it the gearbox. Our gearbox is not too dissimilar from most joystick rests that are out there. There's 2 spherical bearings. Aside from those 2 spherical bearings, everything in here is different. We do have minimal clearances on everything to try to keep as much of the grid out. We also have as little open space as we can manage to that same end. We want years and years of maintenance-free use out of these things, and to do that, we want to keep them clean. Let's talk about how we adjust this. As a joystick rest, firstly, we have a 7-pound spring under here that is balancing. In our testing with the 10.5, 13.5, 17-pound rifles in bench rest, we found that 7-pound spring was really great. Still enabled us, it was heavy enough to get us close to that zeroing point, but still gave us plenty of adjustment to find that balance. And to find that balance, we adjust our counterweight. Our counterweight is about 2.5 times heavier than a lot of them that are out there. We just noticed that when you're moving it this little bit and you've only got a few ounces of material that you're moving, you're not really doing a lot. So we beefed that up, added some extra length to that, and our rest, you can get to that 0 point, that balance point, perfectly, very easily. Now, after we've got to the balance point, we want to adjust how that feels. So with that balance point set, we can adjust how that feels by a single tensioning knob that controls a larger plate inside that moves completely freely. So anyways, that is how we do our adjustment to get the rest tuned in to your preferences. We've moved our elevation knobs. We have course elevation. We have here in the front. Works very similar to so many of them out there with, a gear, a rack and pinion. That's very smooth and nice. We like to move it in the front. As you can see, it's already a fairly wide rest. We didn't want to put more width out there with knobs on both sides or on either side to make those things more wide, more cumbersome, less likely to fit in a nice travel case or something like that. So we've moved these here. It is ambidextrous. At least on the pre-production ones, we asked the customer if he needed it in right or left hand. We're working on a little bit way to make that a little simpler, but we don't want to lose the rigidity that we have. So chances are it's going to end up just like this. At the time you order it, we'll have you let us know if you want it set up for right or left. In the future, if you ever wanted to go back the other way, we'd be able to take care of you there with full service. Of course, we warranty this for lifetime. Where were we? To my favorite feature, which I was a little bit of a hard sell on. You know, sometimes you get used to things and new stuff is not so great, but sometimes that new is really nice. So that feature was the swivel. The gearbox swivels, and that just really makes it a dream to set up on the bench with the rifle in place. You know, you're able to get that rifle tracking just perfectly and more quickly was the biggest thing for me, at least this year, and really I'm sure in the future. But being able to get that rest and rear bag set up in perfect alignment, ready to go, you know, in half or less time than previous, I feel like that is a huge advantage, and we really enjoyed that. Like I said, I was a little bit of a hard sell on it, but after using it for a season, I really like that swivel feature. Moving on to our rest top. Our rest top, it's really, we feel a big improvement on things that are out there, and it kind of combines all the best things that we liked about our old Sinclair rest, combined it with how we really like the bags and some of the feels, the textures, and well, the overall quality of the new bags that we're using these days. So our rest top accepts what's called new Farley front bags. They look like these. They are the same as Lindsay uses in his rest, and the Farley used in theirs when those were available. Ours is a little different in that it secures the base of the rear bag, which in our testing really yielded better aggregates over time for sure. The tendency of a bag that is like a drop-in, the drop-in type top, when you tighten things, it wants to kind of curl that bottom, and we didn't know, so we tested it and found that securing that base over time really, we thought, shrunk our groups a little bit and made things, I don't know if they rode the bags better, if it was just a combination of everything, but test mules top locked in versus loose drop in. Anyways, I think that the proof was in the paper. But let's move on. These knobs here, as you can see, are just some kind of generic hardware store knobs that we were able to source quickly. We were up against a crunch on time. This is something that will be quite different on the production rests. We'll have a nicely machined little teardrop knob there. Also, the fore-end stop on these pre-productions, as you see here, the fore-end stop does move front to back, also vertically. This will be something that will be similar, but a pretty big improvement. We're going to really put some spit and polish on this and make it a nice looking, easily adjustable little unit. Back to the bags. The rests will include your choice of a 2 1/4, 3-inch, or 4-inch bag for this top. The manufacturers on those are Lindsay and Edgewood. Both of them super high quality bags. Really can't find anything better or anything wrong with those bags. Those will be available from us at the time of purchase. With this, like I said, it will come with the rest. The bag will come with the rest, and you'll have your choice at that time. Also, multiple materials, nylon, Quidora, or 3M. We will be adding, we've had a lot of guys ask if we will be adding an up to 6-inch top, and the answer is yes, we will be. It will be an add-on or a swap out type of deal, but we will have those available at the time of by March when we're delivering our rest. We don't know quite yet if that's going to include the bag or if you're going to have to hunt one down and get in touch with Edgewood. The custom bags are they're pretty expensive, and hard to stock something that you don't know what somebody's going to want on those. Anyways, also on the 4-end stop, if we get some requests, we would add a fork type. I don't personally love the fork type. But I know that a lot of our customers do. But based on customer input, that's where we take our direction from. Well, that's it for the introduction on our front rest. As of today, December 9th, we are accepting pre-orders for delivery in March. The price is $2,250 plus $50 shipping and insurance. To place your pre-order, go ahead and email us at support@pmatool.com. We do not need a deposit. All I need is an email, phone number, and a name. So we get those 2 or 3 things from you, and we can get you added to our list. We currently have an extra, I think we're at about 19 spots available, maybe 15 out of this first batch. So get it while you can. Support@pmatool.com. Tell us you want one. Tell us if you want it left or right hand. Tell us what kind of bag you want with it, and give us your name and email, and we will contact you when we have one available for you, or give us a call, 260-246-5860. Thank you for watching. Good shooting.